Hi there, welcome back to my views and news. Thanks for watching. Breaking news for you from Ethiopia. Major operation, a decisive operation against Fano fighters is being launched. Ethiopia has closed its border with Eritrea. Reportedly, commando units have been deployed. There are several other new decisions have been made and implemented. It has been confirmed to us through some reliable sources. We'll have a detailed look at this new move by Ethiopian government. What are the main points of this new plan to crush Fano? Firstly, it seems that Ethiopian government has decided to strike a final and decisive blow to Fano fighters. Decision has been made. Though international community is calling for dialogue, we heard from US State Department, from EU, from visiting US Special Envoy Mike Hammer, all have been asking Ethiopian government to find a negotiated solution to the conflicts in Amhara and Oromia, but government has decided to step up the military offensive. New decisions have been made by the government. First decision, big decision made by the government is that Ethiopia-Eritrea border is being closed. Now, Ethiopia shares border with Eritrea through Afar, through Tigray, and through disputed Tigray Amhara territory, and that is Volkayet Amhara. What we have learned is that decision has been made. Commando units, mechanized units have been told to seal Volkayet Amhara. Why? Why was this decision made? The decision has been made firstly to ensure that no support reaches Fano fighters from Eritrea. Some people believe that Eritrea could be backing Fano fighters, though evidence is still missing. We know in the past Eritrea trained Amhara special force members who were not part of Fano. Eritrea trained militia members who fought against Tigray fighters. But right now evidence is missing that Eritrea is heavily involved in supporting Fano fighters. So first point of the decisions made is that Ethiopia-Eritrea border being closed. Purpose? No support should reach Fano from Eritrea. And second objective is that no one from Amhara must be allowed to flee towards Eritrea. Because Eritrea hosted Ethiopian armed groups in the past. Ethiopia did the same as well. Berhanu Naga, Andergacho Sege, OLF leaders, some anti-TPLF elements, they have remained based in Eritrea for years. Though it is and some anti-Eritrean government elements were based in Ethiopia. In Afar they were based too. But it happened in the past. Now it's difficult to say if Eritrea is going to allow Fano commanders to use its soil. So first point, Ethiopia closing Eritrean border on Volkayet Amhara side, not on a far side reportedly. Firstly. Secondly, prisoners are being relocated from prisons in Amhara region. Prisons like Bahirdar prison, Gondar prison, where high profile convicts are being transferred to out of Amhara region, because we have seen that Fano fighters have carried out several attacks on prisons. Just a few days ago, they entered Gondar city. They carried out 2 attacks on 2 police stations in Gondar. Dozens of prisoners were released, and in several other towns, cities of the Amhara region, we saw that Fano fighters attacked prisons, police stations, freed prisoners. Some of them were their comrades. Now, high-profile prisoners are being relocated out of the Amhara region. Point number 2. Point number 3. We know that in Cambodia there is a big oil depot. If you remember, during Tigray conflict, Tigray war, Tigray forces captured Dasi, they captured Cambodia too, and they took control of this oil depot as well, and from there they stole oil too. If you remember, I did a video on that, several videos. Back then I was accused by pro-TPLF elements that I was spreading lies, but I got confirmation from the ground back then. So now, reportedly, oil stored here is being shifted to other places, to outside Amhara region, to Addis Ababa. Because in case of large-scale fighting in the Amhara region, it would be difficult to send supplies to and from this one of the biggest oil depots in Ethiopia, which is in Cambodia city. Point number 3. Point number 4. More reinforcements are heading towards Amhara region from different directions. Reportedly, neighboring regions are seeing rapid mobilization of Ethiopian National Defense Force in Benishangul Gumuz region, in Oromia, Afar region, some say in Tigray as well. ENDF's new movements have been seen. ENDF is being deployed in these regions in case of the need for entry into Amhara. All roads are not open. Roads which are open, they're being used for reinforcements to enter the Amhara region. 4th point. 5th point. Network. Mobile networks already down, disconnected in the Amhara region. In most parts of the Amhara region, we could see more network disruptions in the region. Total communication blackout could be implemented in the region. Internet already suspended, internet services in parts of Amhara. We could see more internet disruptions across Amhara region. Electricity could be cut off as well. Power cut off is one of the plans of the new national security plan. Apart from these points, all roads leading to Amhara region are being blocked. Other regional forces, regional police, strike police, they are being involved to be deployed along the main roads leading to Amhara. Why? Purpose that Fano fighters must not be allowed to flee Amhara, and secondly, no one should be allowed to enter Amhara to support Fano fighters. So there could be elements outside Amhara trying to reach Amhara to support Fano fighters. We have seen people from Israel coming into Amhara region to support Fano fighters in the Fano fighters' armed struggle. So all roads being blocked reportedly. This is the national security plan which is being implemented now to start a final crushing offensive against Fano fighters. Now, I want to make 2 points. It seems that Ethiopian government wants to lay siege to the Amhara region. Déjà vu, what we saw in Tigray. The same strategy is being implemented. Total siege, borders sealed, networks, mobile networks, the services suspended, air strikes, drone strikes, massive ground offensives. That is what the plan seems to be. Civilians are in danger. like we saw in Tigray. By the way, in Tigray, people supported TDF. TPLF managed to mobilize entire Tigray population. Tens of thousands joined TDF. Here in Amhara, there are millions of people not supporting Fano fighters. They are neutral. They want to be part of the conflict. They'll suffer. They'll suffer as collateral damage in air strikes, drone strikes, fighting, cross-firing. They'll suffer because of there'll be no internet, no electricity, no networks. They'll suffer, no businesses, nothing to eat. A humanitarian disaster is going to unfold in the Amhara region if this strategy is fully implemented. Though it's not easy to implement the strategy here, to replicate the strategy which was implemented in Tigray. Why? Amhara is a big region. It's not a small region. Long border. In Tigray, Eritrea was supporting Ethiopian military. That is how Ethiopian military and Eritrean military sealed Tigray's border. In Amhara, situation different. Sudan, not on good terms, Al-Burhan with PM Abiy these days. Eritrean border closed because there are fears Eritrea could support Amhara Fano fighters. So it would be an uphill task to seal Amhara region's borders. I think the most difficult task is how to seal the borders of the Amhara region. Firstly. Secondly, as said earlier, Amhara region, big region, not 4 or 5 million people live here. If people, because of this new operation, decide to support Fano, how will the government handle the situation? The strategy could backfire, like we saw that the strategy to disarm Amhara Special Force members backfired. That was the start of re-emergence of Fano fighters. Fano factions, Fano groups were on the run last year. They were being disbanded. The commanders were running for their lives. But one decision made by the government gave new life to Fano. The decision was disbandment of Amhara Special Force members. Since then, we've been seeing region totally destabilized. Fano turning into an army now. Fano, ENDF, Amhara Special Force members. People from abroad, commanders from abroad joining Fano fighters. So this decision could backfire as well. Thirdly, government wants to strike a decisive blow to Fano fighters before start of talks. Government wants to go into talks having leverage on its side, like it did in Tigray. Tigray signed a deal of capitulation. The day that deal was, I said it was deal of capitulation. Maybe government is hoping that through a crushing offensive, it can weaken Fano and then Fano would be forced to make concessions like TPLF did. That is why this final decision has been made to launch the major offensive. Now, we can analyze the outcome of this offensive, but let's not draw conclusions. Let's wait for things to happen. We can predict the outcome, keeping in view the history of offensives, but let's wait. Let's see what government has got, and let's see how this plan is implemented in the Amhara region. Conclusion is that conflict is set to continue. The conflict in Amhara cannot be resolved through a quick military operation. If you remember, when Tigray came under attack, when military launched war on Tigray, back then military said, the government said it would be a lightning strike, a quick, rapid operation in Tigray, which would be completed in a few days. Then you saw 2 years, small region, Amhara big region, and government hoping to crush Fano in a few days or weeks. Let's see what happened. We'll try to update you. Ethiopia Eritrea relations could deteriorate more. Ethiopia Sudan relations. Ethiopia Burhan relations are not very friendly these days. This internal conflict will have national, regional consequences. Thank you for watching.